Jai Hind everyone. My name is Neeharika Tripathi, working as Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department at AKGEC. Today, I will be discussing about data analytics and visualization, which is a subject in data science, third year. So this is the topic of 5th unit, approaches to human vision. So basically, what is human vision? Before we start with the human vision, in the data analytics, where there are two approaches. That means two approaches to convert data to information and knowledge in system of data analysis and knowledge discovery are mathematical model and visualization. In the previous units, we were discussing about the various mathematical models, how to create a data set, how to analyze that data set using the mathematical models like a priori algorithm, frequent item sets mining, Datar algorithm. So all these we have discussed in the previous units. But in the 5th unit, we are discussing about visualization. Visualization means how we can analyze the data by using visualization, by visualizing the data, by studying, by drawing graphs. So this is how it is done. So basically, in the mathematical model, the system of knowledge discovery in data applies algorithm to answer analytical questions. We solve the questions or we solve the problems in the mathematical model. But in the visualization approach keeps human within the system as a component to answer analytical questions by his visual perception, by how we can see. Suppose there is an object, like if I show a picture of an apple to a nursery student, what it will visualize that picture, it will study that what he or she will configure it, what is the shape of the object, how it look like, and then he or she answers that it is an apple. Basically, visualization means we are analyzing the data, we are studying the data by the vision, by our eye. So basically, what is human vision? Human vision cognizes real world by perceiving and analyzing data through 5 sense organs. Like we have 5 sense organs which is used to collect the data. For example, we use nose to smell our data, tongue to taste that data, skin collect touch data, and eyes collect the human data, image data. Vision perception is a progress created by human vision organs to cognize and understand what he sees. So basically, it will analyze. Basically, it is a process of analyzing that what kind of data is it, or analyzing the data through our sense organs. So this is a diagram of our human eye, how our human eye catches the objects and how the data is being stored in our memory. That is the human vision. So this is here we can see an object that is, let's say it is the sun. So basically, whenever a light falls on an object, the pupil of our eye, it will capture the image of the object, and then it will transfer the image to the other parts, to the retina or fovea, and then the message is transmitted to our nerve system or to the brain. So basically, in brain, there are 3 types of memory: short memory, long-term memory, iconic memory. Iconic memory means capturing the data or analyzing the object. Now, to store that object, for example, if a child sees an apple for the first time, that is an iconic memory. It will see the picture and then it will analyze the picture. After that, or the child will store the image for either for the short term memory, like we usually forget the thing that we don't want to remember. So that is the short term memory, that is which is used for the less time. But for the long period of time, long duration of time, we prefer to store our memory, to store the data in the brain, and long term memory in the brain. So what are the characteristics of vision perception? First is the laws of shape perception. Now, laws of shape perception means, according to the law of shape perception, human vision organs perceive the patterns sharing an attribute characteristics of or an interval of value to group them into the same cluster. Basically, it uses it uses the concept of grouping the data or forming a cluster. How the clusters are formed, it will group the data according to the shape. For example, if there is a circle or circle shape, the in the human perception, or what we can see, like if there are 5 objects, we have to distinguish that it is a circle, it is a rectangle. What it will do, shape perception, we will see the shape of the object and then we will group the elements according to the shapes. Now next is the law of space perception. Shape means the object, the shape and size of the object. So we basically create the patterns or cluster the patterns of the image. Now space perception. The space laws of space perception refers to the characteristics of human vision perception concerning the distance. Human vision organs perceive the difference of distance from eye to elements of an entity in real world. Basically, what is space perception? Space perception means characterizing the data or forming the patterns of or grouping the data according to the distance. So how far an object is from the human eye. So that is a space perception. Space means we are analyzing the data according to the space or according to the distance. Now laws of, we will be studying about all these laws in detail. Now what is law of space shape perception or space perception? We will study all these laws. The first is the figure ground law. The figure ground law refers to human perception of objects on background. A pattern is perceived to be figure ground segregation when contours of objects are clear. Basically, it will, the shape perception means characterizing the data according to the background. What is the background? Like suppose the background of this PPT is yellow color. So that is a figure ground law, means we are analyzing the background of the image. Now similarity law. What is similarity law? The similarity law refers to the features of similarity such as shape or color or size or orientation. Two patterns are perceived to be similar when they have the same feature of similarity. So in this law, it will define we differentiate an object according to the shape or color of the object. Suppose if there is a circular, if I am having 10 circles or 10 balls are there. Each of 3 balls are of red color, 3 balls of are white color, 3 balls of are of yellow color. So in the similarity law, what we will do, your human vision, we will see the objects, we will see all the balls, all the colors of the ball, and then we will group each of the balls according to their color. So if there is a red ball, we will be configuring it, we will be forming a cluster, or we will be keeping them separately. The similarity law means we are looking for the similarities of the objects. If there are more than one object, we are looking for what are the similarities in an object. Next is the proximity law. The proximity law refers to the space nearness of the pattern. Means very small difference. We are like suppose there is an orange or there is a circle. What we can do, there is a close similarity that each of the objects are of same pattern. So we are just configuring, or we are clustering the objects according to their minor distance or the nearness of the patterns. What is the basic similarities in those patterns? Next is the similarity law. The similarity law refers to the human perception while looking at the elements similar in size, shape. Basically, it is a similarity law. We are looking for the shape or the position, relative position of all the elements, how they are placed. Now, next is the continuation law. The continuation law refers to human perception of continuation of a separate plane, a dotted line, a discontinuous curve, etc., which is drawn disconnectedly or sequence of characters on a hide line or a hide curve. So basically, continuation law means what is the continuity? Suppose we are drawing a graph and if there is a straight line, but after the some distances or after some regular intervals, a dotted line comes, means that is not a continuation. That is not in a continuation. If there are dotted lines, they are not in a continuation. So continuation law means we are referred to the patterns which are discontinuous, which are not in a regular time, and which are occurring at simultaneous at regular intervals or after some time. They are taking time duration. So continuation law. Next is the closure law. The closure law refers to the incomplete, that is a pattern exists some gaps in forms. So basically, if they're we create images by forming the gap, by filling the gaps. So in the closure law, we see the gaps in the image, and then after the gaps in the image, we try to complete those gaps. So that is the closure law. Now, parallelism law. The parallelism law refers to the patterns that are parallel to one another. There are basically they are same. Next is the common fate law. The common fate law, also called the synchrony law, refers to the objects of the same activity. Human vision perception consider objects moving in the same direction as to be more relative with each other than with objects which are stationary and move in different directions. So what is the common fate law? It is this law is also in the space perception. So it is what is the law? What this law states? It states that the objects that are having the same activity, the objects that are playing the same role. Suppose if I say I want to distinguish the objects, or if there are 100 students in a class and I want to check that which of the students are moving in a straight line. So that is a common fate law. We are how we are looking for the students which are moving in the straight line, or the students which are not moving in a straight line. So that is the common fate law means we are looking for the patterns which are the objects that are moving in the same direction, or the objects that are moving in the different direction. We are looking, the common fate law means we are looking for the similarities or dissimilarities. Next is the common region law. Now, in this shape perception is about forming the clusters. So how the clusters are formed? In the 4th unit, we have discussed about the clusters also. So what is the common region law? The common region law refers to the grouping of objects within a bordered region. So basically, that it is a part of a K-means algorithm. Now, how in the common region law, we group the objects which are on the border, which are in the bordered region. Like if there is a circle, like if I draw a circle here, and all these are the data objects lying in this circle, or there is another object, another circle. So what the common region law means, what are the which objects are there that are in the same, which in the same group of both the clusters. So that is, there is only one element, that is this circle. So this is a common region law. Now, focal point law. The focal point law refers to the dominant elements attracting the attention, the elements that is attracting the attention, that is highlighted. When looking at a pattern applied well, focal point law, people are attracted to look at the dominant elements before looking at the other parts of the elements. Now, next is the past experience law. The past experience law refers to the experience of individual, a group of people, or humanity. Elements are perceived as to be not related if they had not any relation or had little relation which were cognized in the past. So basically, past experience law means we are looking for the past, previously experienced by analyzing the data according to previous values. So we judge a person by his previous characteristics. So this is a past experience law. We are looking for the past of the data. Now, next is the space perception. So as we have discussed in the earlier also, starting that space perception. Now, what is space perception? The space perception means the data objects are analyzed, or are clustered according to their distance. Now, first is the vertical dominance law. Now, what is vertical dominance law? The law of vertical dominance refers to the perceptual relationship between the vertical and the horizontal. For two equal bars, the vertical bar is perceived as to be longer than the horizontal bar. So what is the meaning of this? Suppose we draw a graph here, and we analyze that, or we say that if they say that these two bars are equal. So we say the vertical bar should be longer than the horizontal bar. The part and the totality. The part and the totality law refers to the relationship between a part and the related parts. For a part in totality, human vision organs not only perceive the individual part but also under the influence of the other related parts in totality. The surface. The law of the surface refers to human vision perception on surface. Human vision organ perceives surface of heterogeneous constitution more easily than the surface of homogeneous constitution. So basically, the part and the totality law. The part and the totality law refers to the relationship between the parts of a, basically, if there is an apple, or we say that this is an apple, what are the basic characteristics? So part means what part of this apple, like if I cut a part, so how many parts, if we study in fraction that if there are 4 parts of an apple and I distribute I will take one part, so related means what are the basic characteristics of all these parts. So this is a part law. And the totality means what is the total, what are the basically characteristics which influence the other parts of the what is the relationship which influence the other parts of the that object. Now, what is the surface? Surface means what kind of surface the object is lying. It can be heterogeneous, it can be homogeneous. Now, what is overlap? The overlap refers to the perceptual relationship between overlap and distance of two entities. For two objects of A and B, if the object of A overlap the other object of B, the object of B is perceived to be more distant than the object of A. Basically, what we say, like if there are two objects. So, if there are two objects, suppose there is like this is an object A and another object is B. Now, the A and B, if A object overlap the B, if A is over the B, we can say B is more distant. So, if we see an object from very far, but we analyze that if we forget some characteristics here. We analyze the data which is on the upper side or the upper portion. We basically hide the important characteristics. Next is the size. The size law refers to the perception relationship between the distance and size of two entities. The clearness law means the perceptual relationship between clearness and distance of two entities. The perspective law refers to the depth of an entity or distance from eye to the two elements. One is near and one is farther. Now, next is the movement parallax. The movement parallax law refers to the perceptual relative movement of two entities. One is near and one is very far. When moving is simultaneously looking at two entities, one is near and one is far, human vision organs perceive the far entity moving on the same direction and near entity moving in the opposite direction. So this was all about the laws of the perception, the laws shape perception and the law of space perception. This was all about. Thank you very much.